Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ScrubbedIn USMLE series. Today, we're going to be discussing a highly requested topic, which is the total cost of the USMLE pathway. So before we get started, I just want to emphasize on two things. And the first is that in this scenario, we are assuming that in the fourth year of MBBS, we are going to be giving our Step 1 exam. And in the final year or post-final year, we are going to be giving our Step 2 CK exam. So just keep this in mind, and we are going to be discussing everything based on this. This video is going to be different in the sense that we are not going to give you one whole round figure of what the total cost is, but we're going to break it down for you into when you are paying what fee. So stay tuned. So let's move on to the first discussion, which is the cost that you will face in fourth year. Over to you, Hamza.
Okay, so before I start, I would just like to emphasize on the fact that our resources are the people who've already matched in the USA, and it is a fee that we have already given and we have experienced when we were giving our USMLE Step 1. So now you have come into your fourth year of MBBS, and it is in your mind that you have to give your USMLE Step 1 exam during your fourth year MBBS, which is what we recommend. So the first fee that you are going to have to pay during your February or March after your third year professional exam is going to be the fee of your UWorld. There are two packages that you can choose from. One is a 360-day package and one is a 180-day package. The 360-day package costs $590 and the other package costs $480. And you have to bear in mind that two free self-assessments come alongside both of these packages. So now you have already bought your UWorld and you have started officially preparing for your Step 1 exam. So once you've bought your UWorld, now you are, let's just say that you're planning to give your exam in November of that year. So 4 to 5 months prior to your exam date, you are going to register for ECFMG, which was around July for us. And the ECFMG registration fee is $160. There's certain international bank fee that you have to pay, but let's just forget about that for now. Then you have to buy your actual Step 1 exam. You can buy that immediately after your ECFMG registration, or you can have some, like we had 1 month delay after our ECFMG registration. Now, the Step 1 exam is going to cost you $1,000. Now, I've seen a lot of people who say that this is the only fee that you have to pay. No, this is not the only fee. You have to pay an extra $190. $180 to $190 just for the international, just as an international exam fee, because we are appearing from Pakistan. So once you've given this fee, you are ready to give your USMLE Step 1 exam. And this is the total cost that you have to bear in your fourth year of MBBS. Now we will move on to see what the cost looks like when you're in your final year. So over to you, Armeen.
Okay, so now we're going to be discussing what the cost will be during final year MBBS. So there are two things that we need to bear in mind before I get started with this. The first is we are assuming that you are doing your electives during your final year. Okay, so electives are during final year and you are going to give your Step 2 CK after final year. Okay, so this is what we are assuming in this scenario. So the first cost that you will have to pay is going to again be for UWorld, because we are going to now buy the UWorld for Step 2. And again, it's the same as it was for Step 1. The 1 year subscription is going to be around $590. Okay, so the next thing, once you purchase your UWorld, you have to apply for your visa. Now, there's one thing that I need to say for visas. The application fee and all the cost, it's the same as the ECFMG. So I'm just going to mention it here. It is around $160. Now, if you are from a country which participates in the ESTA waiver program, so you hold a nationality or a citizenship for a country that is part of this program, you will not have to apply for a visa. For example, I am a British national. I do not have to get a visa for the I do not have to get a B1, B2 visa. I'm part of the ESTA waiver program, so this fee does not apply to me. Please visit online, check which countries are part of the ESTA program and see if you qualify for those. Okay, so that's that done up till here. Now, like we said, we are going to be doing electives in final year. So the elective fee, again, this is very, very variable. Some programs, the elective fee is divided into two fees. You have an application fee and you have the actual fee for that elective that you're participating in. And usually it is a 4-week elective that you're doing. This is very variable. It varies from program to program. Universities, it can go from $3,000 to $6,000. For individual community hospitals, it can be as low as maybe $1,000 to $2,000. So we're going to take an average of all of these things. Let's say that the application fee that you will have to give is going to be around $150. Again, this varies between 50 to up to 300. And the actual elective fee, I'm going to take an average of around $3,000. Again, varying from as little as $1,000 to up to $6,000, $7,000. Right, so this is the elective fee that we're discussing. Now, in this, I'm also going to include the air travel and the place that you're going to be staying in when you're doing your elective in America. So, okay, so the next part of the fee is going to be your air travel plus your stay or your accommodation. Now, as I said before, this varies from state to state. It varies if you have family in the US, so you're not going to be paying for your accommodation. And it depends on what time of the year you're traveling. Ticket fees vary. So this is not a set in stone number, but let's just assume that your air ticket is going to cost you around $1,200, and your accommodation, if you don't have family, if you're finding accommodation for yourself, is going to be around $3,000 for that whole month. So this is the breakdown of what the cost in final year will be. And we are now going to move on to the cost after you have completed your MBBS.
Okay, so now you're done with your step 1 exam, you're done with your ECFMG registration, you're done with your visa, you're done with your electives. What you're supposed to face now is your USMLE Step 2 CK fee. That is around $1,000. And again, you have to pay an international fee, which is $220 in the case of Step 2. We saw in Step 1 that it was around $180 to $190. So that is your fee for Step 2. So the next thing that you have to do is you have to write your OET exam, which is your occupational English test, and it is your language exam. This costs $455 if you are attempting it for Pakistan. The next step is going to be your interview fee and your ERAS application fee, and the more the number of programs that you're applying into, the more money you have to pay. So this one's variable as well. I would just like to highlight the fact that previously we saw that people had to go to US and had to appear in their physical interviews. They had to travel from state to state, which meant they were looking at a lot more cost, airfare, accommodation, and all sort of those things. So, but now you can appear from Pakistan in your interviews using Zoom calls and everything like that. So that's a good thing that we have eliminated that cost. So a rough estimate would say that this costs around $3,000. Okay, now you have matched, and you're supposed to obviously travel to the USA, and you have to apply for another visa, which is going to be a work visa. So you have to pay a fee for that visa, and then you have to pay for the airfare again, like we did previously.
Okay, so that was a summary of all of the costs that you will face during the USMLE pathway. Please do not be disheartened by these. The purpose of this video was to break down the individual cost in terms of years and when you will be paying what fee. So we've tried to summarize it as concisely as we could. I hope that it has answered many of your questions. If anyone has any more questions, please do leave them down below, or you can contact us on our Instagram pages. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, and we will be back with more videos regarding the USMLE pathway. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.